I like Fire and Ice possibly in this matchup too to just keep Zach's mana tap down, keep him off of actually being able to cast the spell.
Yeah, ice could be actually a pretty big deal.
Down to 5 for Zach.
Turn 1 Fury just wants to get it in the yard. Pretty much makes sense. There's not, I mean, there's not a whole lot of reason to do it turn 1. But there's nothing that you really want to hit with Fury or the Dead Gone, really. Some stuff you can maybe bounce with Dead Gone, but...
Funny, Zach and Robbie really good friends, so they know what each other are playing. So you just game 1, turn 1, Fury.
Right.
Oh yeah, they know what they're each playing. Is that 2 lands? Street Wraith isn't a bad draw. Cycle that. Draw a card. Another land for Zach. I see a force. Looks like a force and... What is that card, Taryn?
There's a Footfalls in his hand. Stomp to the face. Bobo is playing Bone Crusher Giant. So no mana for Outburst. It's kind of important.
Zach drew a Living End. Land go.
Face cam needs adjusted slightly.
What Triumph is that for?
It's a Ketria Triumph. Red, green, blue.
I wonder what Robert's leaving up.
He has Force in his hand.
I just wonder why he's not casting the Bone Crusher.
Yeah, I don't know, because he does not have Violent Outburst mana. Needs red, green. Prismari Command.
It's going to draw this card. Deal a couple of damage.
Try to dig for land.
Kalo, thanks for the follow.
Discarded a Brazen Borrower and something else. And another Dead Gone.
Zach has drawn 2 Living Ends.
Yeah, Zach just doesn't even have a Cascader here or anything, so... Oh, Robert fetches a basic island. That's interesting, he's not getting green mana. Or red mana. suspended footfalls. But Zach would be very weak to this Bone Crusher just coming down as a 4/3 beater.
Right. Cycle draw. Probably gonna do some more. Although, how many? Oh, endurance. Okay. I was gonna say, how many more cyclers does Zach have in hand if he? Because he right now he's holding up that blue mana for, or that blue spell for his force.
Right. Tucks the yard.
Hard casting the curator
Yeah, a lot of times this is what living and
does is the backup
ends up
plan.
trying to do is you just play some medium 3 and 4 mana creatures and I think Bob is at 15. I might have missed another fetch earlier. Play a Brazen Borrower.
That's a
Yeah,
Fury.
Fury in Robert's hand, but he needs another red source. I don't know if he yet. I think he's got another Scalding Tarn there, maybe.
The two cards in the back are the same. They look like a Fury,
Outburst. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, Fury Outburst, and I don't know what the other two are.
Double Force Violent Outburst.
Double Force, gotcha.
Wow. Swing 7. You're at 8. He does not have Violent Outburst mana, right? I think you just realized that.
there's the land. Let's see if he fetches up the source he needs.
Shotgun to Steam Vents. So now he technically does have Outburst mana and he's got double red for Fury.
And Fury is the play. Lucky for him, that is the right play because of what Zach has in his hand.
Right. Gonna try to get a little bit of value off of ooh. Oh yeah, Zach, he was already sitting on an outburst, it looks like. Outburst is gonna be pretty brutal here. Gonna get rid of Fury and Borrower. And bring back a whole graveyard full of stuff.
I think this is gonna game one just goes to Zach here.
There's the living end. You cannot force. I think he's just showing his hand, yeah. Can't force for free on your own turn. Robert knows that, and that's gonna be game one going to Zach. All right. So Wooded Foothills from Robert. Someone who solely plays Grixis Death Shadow. I love this field. Yeah, I think it's usually a pretty good field for Grixis Death Shadow player. Damien is usually 3-1.
Yeah. Do you want to fix the life totals?
Yes. Yeah, Damien is 2-1 right now. Anyone ever show up with Neoform Affinity? Sean sometimes plays Affinity, but I don't know if he's on the Neoform version or not.
He was on the Neoform of it a couple weeks ago. He's well, like a month or so ago. I'm not sure what version of it he's playing right now, but he played Phoenix for about a month, and he just brought Affinity back tonight. But I'm not sure which one it is. Yobowski, I play Belcher or Siege Rhino. I like losing.
Yeah, if you play Siege Rhino, that's definitely the case. Yo, Demonic Tutors. Rating with a party of 156. Thank you.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Thank you so much.
Dude, I saw you've been playing some more Pioneer lately.
For everybody just joining us, we're round 4 of Modern FNM. Living In 3-0 versus Temur Rhinos 3-0. Living In took the first match.
Wizards made me play Pioneer. Pioneer's pretty fun though.
Wizards made me play Pioneer. That's great. I'm pretty happy with Pioneer right now and Modern. I'm really liking both formats.
Sasha Ray plays. Thanks for the follow. All right, we're gonna get this Fury in the yard in anticipation of an upcoming Living In. Zach sitting on good old Waker of Waves here. Fix the life totals. Oh, do I need fix?
That's 2 Cascaders. That's a Violent Outburst and a Shardless Agent. You got to think, yeah, Violent Outburst going to hand there. Oh, and he draws another one.
Wow.
That's just the insurance plan.
I guess so. Does he have land drop? I think, yeah, he does. I think that's a Steam Vents. And then, yeah, Steam Vents. Yeah, if you've never seen our channel, we do a lot of Paper Magic content. We do a Modern playtesting stream on Tuesdays. We do Pioneer weekly tournament on Wednesday nights. Pioneer playtesting stream Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern time. And then Modern FNM Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. And then about once a month, this month it's going to be May 1st. We do a Modern 1K plus, so it's like a competitive, usually up to about 64 people, level 2 judges and stuff, and 9 to 10 rounds of Magic. So, well, 6 to 7 rounds, and then cut the top 8.
Yeah, so somebody asked our location. We're a local gaming store in Caldwell, Ohio, southeastern part of Ohio. If you are relatively close, come see us for a 1K plus.
Yeah, it's worth the trip.
I went to the Ohio State, but moved immediately after graduating. I also went to the Ohio State University. Oh, thank you, Clef Wonder, for the compliment on the production value. Really appreciate that. These two players are kind of just at a stalemate here of who's going to act first. Almost like a control matchup.
Zach gets another... Oh, that's actually his first Force of Negation, so this could be big trouble for Robert here. And another outburst.
4th outburst.
Oh, he's got the quad. Look at he's. I think he just probably told him I have 4 outbursts in him. Zach has the much better poker hand here.
That's a lot of creatures in the yard too for Living End.
Goes to discard, has to pitch a living end. Yeah, I would think living end is favored in general, but I think it comes down to if Rhinos has the endurance in hand too.
I think I do see an endurance in Robert's hand. Yeah. That front card.
Got to be pretty careful. Okay, I think he's passing. Zach's gonna go for it. Let's see what happens. Robert says, that's fine. Go put your living in on the stack. Matthew says it looks like 2 endurance in hand.
So both players playing with insurance policies. And a force in hand for Robert as well. So he could just force this. I don't think that's the play here, though. Yeah. Because it's actually, that would be a blowout for Robert because it's still his turn. So Zach could force the force in response, you know.
Right. And one thing Robert could do would be to just, he would lose one of his endurances, but he could just evoke the endurance and get it into the yard and then return it with the living end that Zach's casting. And he would get a little more pressure that way. Didn't he put a Fury in the yard already?
He did.
So he gets a Fury here. This is going to be...
No, that endurance
doesn't... Go
he
tell
cast
him.
it.
Yeah, go stop him.
They're getting him.
Okay, they're telling him. As Wapine, thanks for the follow. Or the sub. Thank you for the sub. 2 months. Awesome.
So that was on Robert's end step. Zach untapping. It's like he drew a Otawara, maybe? Float the mana, play the second one, get rid of the first one.
Gonna Sky Turtle that Fury back to hand. You can't do anything about that one. A 6/5 flying ward 2 creature might be all Zach needs. If he can resolve an outburst. Or resolve a living end. Zach also... Well, he did just... One of the living ends got tucked back in. Never mind. I was going to say he's already down 2 living ends, but...
That's a grief, right?
That is a grief. But... No black card in hand, I don't think.
Yeah, second endurance.
Okay, Robert goes for his own outburst here. I think Zach's hand has just ended up being super awkward where he doesn't have cyclers. He's very overloaded on cascaders. I just heard a very strong reaction to that violent outburst by Robert. Just wait till he finds out the rest of Zach's hand.
So the problem here for Robert is he's losing his Crashing Footfalls. He can hard cast Endurance again in response. But I I like evoking it if you can. Okay, we're gonna.
Actually going for the force. This might not end well for
Well, he can still evoke. I think he has 2 green cards, so he can still evoke.
has another green card.
Yeah.
Oh, his dispute.
Or that.
Okay, I didn't see that dispute. That's actually gross.
So Robert protecting those rhinos this time, not losing them.
Gets in for 8, and then evokes the fury just in case Zach untaps and slams another cascader.
Yeah, the living end is exiled. That's what they were getting right there. Oh, here's the.
There, he drew a black card. Oh,
It's endurance right here, right?
yeah, it is. But that's still extra cards that Robert's freaking out about all these violent outbursts. That's just an extra card that Robert gets to get back here, though, to make this living in not that strong. It's still pretty good.
So what'll be interesting here is when that endurance comes back into play, Robert needs to tuck his own graveyard to get his cascaders back into his library.
Right. So he gets 1 endurance, 1 fury, 2 endurances.
Oh my.
Lesbian Danny DeVito, thank you for the follow. That's a great username.
Yeah, I think both of these endurances are probably going to tuck the graveyards.
Isaac Messenger, thanks for the follow. Okay, Grief gets the other fury. The last card in Robert's hand.
And Ward 2 prevents the Sky Turtle from getting hit, but it's bigger anyways.
The Fury ETB is killing that Grief.
Right.
That Zach just put in the yard. Thank you for watching.
Putting another Fury into the graveyard.
Okay, that gets there. Do we only ever stream the top table? Not always. We usually stick to the top table. But like last round, we streamed a 1-1 versus a 2-0 when there was a 2-0 versus a 2-0 because we just wanted some more diversity.
Oh, that's a Grief. Nice rip there by Zach.
We already did predictions for this match. Sorry if you missed it. All right.
Cycled into the land that Zach needed. So Zach had to cycle the Street Wraith that he probably wanted to pitch to that Grief, but was unable to do that because he needed to hit the land drops. Without a second black card, he can't get that Grief out of hand. And check out Bobo's hand. I agree, Sasha Ray. Modern is in a really good spot right now. I feel like there's double-digit decks that you could pick up any day, and they're all viable.
Yeah, to me, I really like Modern right now. I think the only, I guess, like blemishes or drawbacks would be just the and it's more of a matter of personal preference, but the 4 color deck is like pretty miserable to play against for me and the type of decks that I like to play. So, but that's more of like a personal preference thing.
Rip to grief off the top to grief. Just put the endurance out there.
That's kind of interesting. I guess it makes sense because otherwise endurance just gets taken and put straight into the yard, and then he doesn't get to tuck what's already in Zach's graveyard. But now Zach just slams the Cascader and gets to get the grief back, wipe Robert's board. Robert gets back in endurance. Zach will have a Shardless Agent and a grief and get to take a look at Robert's hand again, which it's just mountain, right?
Yeah, just mountain. Cheddar Chazzy says, what do you remove from 4-color pile?
My pick would be Abundant Growth, but
Yeah, the 4-color pile's almost immune to Blood Moon because of that card. So Abundant Growth is definitely, if you don't want to take one of the big name cards, if you're not zapping some of the big elementals and stuff, or Omnath. Right, they actually play Blood Moon in the side.
yeah, I think the deck and like the play style in general is fine, but yeah, I think Abundant Growth just makes mana a little too consistent and just not really punishable by Blood Moon or Magus or anything. But yeah, I don't want to spend the rest of the stream talking about bans and stuff.
So, Taryn, Grief has Menace.
Grief has Menace.
Sorry, chat. That's a little bit of a shop inside joke, but that's definitely you just get to keep swinging in with the Grief, dealing damage. We're trading 3/3 or 3 power here. Zach down to 13, Taryn.
Gotcha.
1 card in hand for Robert. Does Zach think about Sky Turtle in here at some point? I mean, the 10-10 now.
Yep. Kind of depends on if Zach's planning on going for Cascade play at any point. Utawara the Grief. Interesting.
Zach looks at his hand and says, I have a living end in hand I need to pitch.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, thank you. Force of Negation, last card in Robert's hand. Zach is now... Oops. What's up, Lucas?
What's the top side of Sky Turtle do, Taryn?
The 3 mana.
Yeah.
It returns something back from your
Graveyard.
Here, let me... return target card from your graveyard to your hand.
Okay.
So you can use it to get back a Cascader. Did he just use it to get back a Living End?
Yeah.
Oh, he just wanted... Okay. He just wanted to get the Sky Turtle in the yard without bouncing that Endurance.
Right. Did
That
not want to
makes-
put the Endurance in the hand. Bye-bye Endurance. And there come the Horde.
Agent, Grief, Sky Turtle.
And Bobo in top deck mode. Looked like it might have been a Brazen Borrower. So you just, if it is a Brazen Borrower, you're going to bounce the Sky Turtle here and pay the ward. Yep. So oh, we're just playing it. I mean, you could bounce the Grief or something and then cast it and block the Sky Turtle. Violent Outburst just to give the +1.
Yep,
So
and that
for lethal.
will be enough for lethal.
Yep. So Living End taking it down 2-1.